All right, guys, chapter 3. We're going back in time. We finally get to study chapter 3. And in chapter 3, we get to discuss the gains from trade. So you might remember on the very first day of microeconomics, we went over the 10 principles of economics. And one of those 10 principles of economics was trade can make everyone better off. That's what we're learning today. That's what I'm going to prove to you today, that trade can, in fact, make everyone better off. So today I'm going to ask you to imagine a world with only two people, a rancher and a farmer, and only two goods as well, meat and potatoes. So anyways, it's easy to see how trade can benefit these two people. Trade allows them to enjoy greater variety. And we are very used to having a lot of variety in our lives, aren't we? And so we really benefit from that. So this is kind of an obvious reason why we benefit from trade. But this is not really what we're going to be talking about today. We're just going to take this for granted for today. And we're going to show you the other ways that we benefit from trade. All right, so we have two goods in the world and two people in the world. We have Frank the farmer and we have Rose the rancher, and they can each produce both products, right? You know, a farmer can have a couple of cows around and produce meat, and also a rancher like Rose can have lots of cows and also produce lots of potatoes as well. But the production possibilities frontier basically shows what they are able to produce given how much time they have, given their resources, and given their own technology, right? So anyways, they can produce anywhere along the production possibilities frontier. And they can even, like, look at Frank here. He can even produce 32 kilograms of potatoes. But what the production possibilities frontier illustrates is that there is a trade-off, right? So if Frank decides to produce 32 kilograms of potatoes, how much meat can he produce? Zero, right? Can't produce any meat at all. Now, is it possible for Frank to produce here at B? Absolutely. It would not be efficient to do so, would it? It would mean that he's being lazy or he's wasting some of his resources. Is it possible for him to produce at point C? No, it's not possible given the amount of resources and technology that he has. And of course, if there was some kind of new technology, we could move out our production possibilities frontier, but our production cannot exceed what our production possibilities are. Okay, that's impossible. Anyway, so here we are, and Frank just decides, basically just based on his own tastes, that he consumes 16 kilograms of potatoes and 4 kilograms of meat, and that's his preference, okay? And over here on the other side, we have Rose, and Rose tends to produce 24 kilograms of potatoes and 12 kilograms of meat, right? But they are not trading in this situation, right? They are not trading at all so far. And they are both limited in how much that they can consume, right? Right? Because they're not trading and they can't produce beyond their production possibilities. So that means they are not able to consume beyond their production possibilities. Aha! But what happens when we allow trade? So what trade allows us to do is to consume outside of our production possibilities. Remember the exact words of the principle about trade? Trade makes everyone better off. Everyone better off. And you can see that, for example, Rose on the right here, she is definitely more productive than Frank is, isn't she? She can produce more potatoes than Frank. She can produce more meat than Frank. she has an absolute advantage over Frank because she is much more productive. She can do more with each minute, with each hour of time. She can produce more products. So she has a greater productivity. And that's absolutely true. So how can she even benefit from this trade? All right, and this little table here just explains exactly what we went over in the previous slide, right? It just shows you that because of trade, each person, everyone can benefit and everyone can consume more than they actually produce. But look at their production now. When you look at Frank here, Frank spends all of his time producing potatoes. And Rose, in this case, spends more time producing meat and less time producing potatoes. All right, so let's explain the difference here over the next few slides. All right, because there still is that question. While Rose is just a lot more productive than Frank, how does she benefit from this trade? What is it that's making her benefit from this? All right, guys, so the gains from trade, they are derived from comparative advantage, not from absolute advantage. And that's why Rose the rancher still benefits, even though she is the most productive. She still can benefit because there are things that she does better. You know, she can produce meat or she can produce potatoes. Which one does she do better? If she does what she does best, or what is less costly for her to produce, then she will still be able to benefit from trade. She can do what she does best. She can do what she does cheaper and focus on that, specialize on that. And then she can trade with other people who are doing what they do best, who are doing what is at their lowest opportunity cost. That is comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is a comparison among producers according to their opportunity cost. And if everyone produces more of what costs them less, everyone benefits. Let's take meat, for example. Who can produce meat at the lowest cost? For the farmer has to give up 4 kilograms of potatoes. His opportunity cost of producing 1 kilogram of meat is 4 kilograms of potatoes. Right? That's what he has to give up in order to produce 1 kilogram of meat. The rancher, on the other hand, only has to give up 2 kilograms of potatoes to produce meat. Who should be producing meat then? The rancher. And on the other side, even though the rancher is more productive at producing potatoes, because she is better at producing meat, then her opportunity cost is greater than the farmers at producing potatoes. For the rancher has to give up a half a kilogram of meat to produce 1 kilogram of potatoes, while the farmer only has to give up a quarter kilogram of meat to produce 1 kilogram of potatoes. So in this way, it's for sure, right, that the rancher should be producing meat because they have the lowest opportunity cost, and the farmer should be producing potatoes because he has the lower opportunity cost of producing potatoes. Anyways, the next video, I'm going to show you how to calculate what the opportunity cost is. Important video. Talk to you guys later.